Hello, everyone,
Hello. Welcome back to Co-Parent or Chaos. This is Joel.
and Tamaya.
Good to see everyone again. Thank you for showing up with us again here today. But before we start, don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Today we're going to talk about the contributions of each parent from the mother's side and from the father's side. Not necessarily from married, even though we're married. Some of us don't have. Some of us don't have that. I don't want to say luxury because not a luxury, but well, sometimes it is. Have the luxury of being married. Like some of us just are single, and that's a situation that we're in right now. But even though you're married, it doesn't mean that the other person's input in rearing the child isn't valuable. You know, just like go back to Genesis 1. In the beginning, when God made everything, He made everything good, and the first thing ever that God said wasn't good for man to be alone. Now, even though we're married, and everyone here that may be watching us may not be married. Just because you're not married doesn't mean that you have to be alone in rearing and raising the child and having the other's parents' input on the rearing and the development of the child. So today I'm gonna be speaking from the perspective of what I see my wife does for our children, and then she'll be speaking from the perspective of what she sees, what I do, the children. But again, we're not going to try to keep it so much because of husband and wife, even though we may be referring into it. We're still trying to keep it within the bounds of the contributions that each gender on the opposite side has when it comes to rearing the child. So I'll have my wife start.
So, the first thing that comes to my mind as far as like what my sons are getting from my husband is um, he is very good with his hands. Like, he can take take nothing and create something. He can build things, he can create things. If it's broken, he can fix it. Like, even to the point where, children like in this generation, when something breaks, they're like, oh, they want to throw it away, but not our sons. Like, if it's broken, they are like, no, daddy's gonna fix it, or we can fix it. So that is one thing. Like, they've they have learned that they can create, they can do things. Like, we can't even throw away like Amazon boxes. We can't throw those things away because they have to create something. They have to make something with the boxes. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That imagination is and that creativity is awesome. The next thing that comes to my mind as far as like with the boys are that my husband has more of a sense of, maybe it's a male thing. Like, he has more of a sense of like making them become responsible. Me, sometimes I'm in like mommy mode and I'm used to just doing, and I'm on autopilot sometimes. And at some points, like different um, steps along the process, he's like, okay, babe, no, you got to step back, start teaching them how to do this. Okay, stop doing this for them. Start showing them how to do it so they can do it on their own. So um, he's more he's more ahead of me as far as like thinking about what we want them to become. Like, we want them to become responsible young men. So he's ahead of me as far as like that's concerned. Like, he has that vision. He can see, like, when to start doing certain things and when to start teaching them how to do certain things.
Really? That's how you feel about me? I didn't know. Anyway, so when it comes to what I see, what are benefits that 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 my wife affords to our boys are, um, she's she's very nurturing, even though she may not seem, or she may not think that she is, but it she had, she had that motherly instinct where she can kind of just nurture them and care for them when they need it. Because at times that could be kind of rough, and I guess maybe that's just me, and that just I guess I would like to say that's a female trait. At least it should be for you. If you're not, if you don't have that type of nurturing spirit, I'm not sure we would tell you you need to go pick up a book or something, go learn something. But it's a good trait. Um, Also, especially when it's good for me to be able to bounce ideas off of her because sometimes I need a different perspective, you know, and I know sometimes I could be living in my head and I'm thinking that I'm right, but lots of times she, she has a different set of eyes in which
And
she can see things from. So that's a good thing, especially when it comes to like our children, because um, there may be times where like literally like we talk about should I punish them, should I do it, or did I do it too rough, or did I do it too hard, just getting that insight, because sometimes, especially when I'm disciplining them or punishing them, I want to make sure that I'm not doing it in anger, and if I do it in anger, I want to be able to go to her and say, what do you think? Did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? And sometimes she might be like, well, it's a little too rough. I said, well, okay. And then at times I may even have to go back and apologize to the child. You know, as far as other things, she's a great planner. She plans better than me. And even though the children may not understand it, um, they are getting a good example of what a girlfriend, right? Or preferably what a wife should be, or what a wife should look like. So, if anything, she just being a good real life living example of what it means. A lot of times we may, especially if we're in a single parent position, we may think, oh, we don't need the other parent, or we could do it on our own. But there are certain things that the other person just can do, and you just cannot do it. Yeah, you just can't. Yeah, like it would be disrespectful to my wife if I think that I could do her job. You know, and vice versa. I don't. She can't do my job, and I can't do her job. So
absolutely, I can't teach those boys how to be a man. Can't do it.
yeah, yeah. Like especially nowadays, when it seems like they're attacking the children and attacking their minds from every angle. You know, just let's not try to overlook um, the contributions from the other parent. You know, I know it's possible you may be hurt, you may be annoyed, you may feel even betrayed. I'm not sure what your situation is, but if the other parent is a good parent, try your best not to remove that relationship from them, because in the end, and if they're a good parent, it will show in the child, and it will show for the future. I tell my wife, you know, I'm trying to prepare the children to leave. You know, like as we raise them, I'm trying to get them to get ready to leave the house. Not because I want them to leave, but they need to leave, especially if we're talking about preparing people for the kingdom of God. Because we don't truly all they are citizens. And if you're a believer, and if you're a single mom or a single dad, you should be thinking, you know what, I need to get my child ready to leave the house and represent God as best as possible. And the way God wanted it in the beginning, it's not good for man to be alone. So if you can get the input from the other person in regards to structure, in regards to nurturing, in regards to just caring, in regards to discipline, in regards to a whole bunch of things, and it's a host of intangible things that we don't even see it. It's happening on a subconscious level, even with the child. I'm sorry, I'm kind of going long. Want to add something, dear?
Um, it's just a little phrase like I just that you just said. It's a bunch of intangible things. I heard this phrase. I don't know on like maybe Moody Radio or something one day. It's like it is like more is caught than taught. So you can teach or talk, but they really are watching you. They're watching you and the life that you live. They're watching your characteristics, your conversation, your habits. They are watching and they become sometimes they become many versions of you. So we just have to be very conscious and very intentional about about the lives that we live and
Yeah.
what kind of parents that we want to be.
And also what type of parents that we want our children to be, because it doesn't stop with them, you know. But that's where we are today, and that's what we're talking about. Just try not to overlook the contributions from the other side. If you can, just go and figure out, what's best for your child. If you're a single mother or single father, and if you have access to the other parent, and if the other parent is a responsible and respectful person, hey man, just try to coordinate. Just try to figure things out. You know, if you can, your child will thank you for it. Not now, but down the road. You know. Anyway, that's where we are for today. Thank you for one more. Thank you for being with us for one more episode of Co-Parenting Chaos. This is Joel.
And Tamaya.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Everyone have a good day. God bless. Be safe. Bye.